Today promises to be a very exciting day. Why? Because we're going to be discussing a pretty interesting topic, and that topic is big ticket money habits. How it's going to talk about how to win in business and in life. Today, we're going to be doing a very deep dive into some pretty interesting money habits that you need to know, and you will also be taking away some hacks that are well to use to position themselves to build wealth. So, if money is something that you're interested in and get how to get more of money, today's topic is definitely for you. So, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share, and also invite a friend and let them know that we are on air. Today, we are broadcasting across multiple social media platforms. We are using LinkedIn, we're using Facebook, and we are using YouTube. So, with that being said, I also have a team of dynamic leaders here with me to join me in the conversation. I have Clement Frank, and Clement Frank, he is an economist by profession, and he is a leader by heart and also certification. And he's about to write his new book. So great to have you here, Frank.
Thank you. Thank you. Great being here.
All right. Today I also have Elmar Lopez, and Elmar Lopez, he is the founder of Cryptocurrency 101. Well, not only founder, but he's also the author of the book Cryptocurrency 101. His role is to really help you to understand things in the financial market, particularly looking at it from the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and perspective. Hey, Elmer, how you keeping?
All right.
Elmer, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me now? Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Are you hearing me, Elmer?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great to have you here today. Can I see the cover of your book? Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
uh, in a couple of words, help us to understand what the public can learn from your book.
So I think it's very simple in three different ways. You're going to be able to start to understand the current fiduciary system that you work with today, which is the money you use today. And then you're going to also learn about what the future it's have in store for us. And there is two different ways you're going to be able to understand what the centralized ecosystems are, and then you're going to be able to get an understanding on a decentralized ecosystem. And so this book is going to allow you to see the world in a complete different scope from what you're used to seeing it today. So it's going to give you a complete different perspective on money. And it's I'm really excited to have this copy in my hands because it's been a long time coming, and to be able to express those three little factors to understanding the current system you work with, understanding the future systems that are coming. I am more than blessed to be able to give this message out to the people, for them to be able to start to get an understanding into the many different facets of financial that are coming our way.
All right. All right. Thanks for sharing, Elmore. And I know as we go into today's program, perhaps we can share some more about what the book is all about to help the public to better understand what you're doing. Today, we are discussing big ticket money habits, and we are looking at win big in business and in life. I do believe that in today's world, more than ever today, we need big ticket thinkers, and we need big ticket thinkers from several standpoints. We see many persons who are socialized into thinking in a particular way. Very often, the way that they are thinking is not really helping them to embrace the quality of life that they need. And one of the elements of a quality life is to have adequate disposable income. All right. So today I want to just share a little bit that I believe can really change the reality, and that's a lack of finance reality that most people in the world today is going through. I want to talk about a concept that we have coined. I often say in life, you need to work. You need to work. And I will expand on this a little bit more today. Why you want to work? Because it gives you an opportunity to earn. Uh, by earning, you have an opportunity to save. By saving, you have an opportunity to invest. By investing, you have an opportunity to build wealth. Now, it's not enough to look at life and complain. It's not going to fix the problem. So, on one side, think about this: you have a complainer and you have an action oriented figure. So, you have two figures: you have a complaining figure and you have an action oriented figure. And the action oriented figure says this, life is hard, but I'm willing enough, I'm brave enough, I'm courageous enough to take life into my hands and mold it and shape it into the image and liking that I want it to be. That's the action oriented, figure. On the other hand, you have the complaining figure that just look at life and says everything about life is so tough and so challenging. And guess what? They end up doing nothing because life is so tough and so challenging. So the action oriented figure out a way to build wealth, and you understand the process, and you start to say, I'm going to earn, but I'm not just going to earn one time. I'm going to start looking at ways in which I can generate multiple streams of income. All right. And what he's doing so far is leveraging his time for money. What the action oriented figure is doing, they learn a skill set, and that skill set could be sales communication. That skill set could be public speaking. That skill set could be leadership. Or whatever the skill set is, the action oriented figure makes a decision to learn it. All right, to learn it and to go to work in that field. So at least they have one primary source of income. But they're not settling for that. They surround themselves with mentors. They surround themselves with coaches. They surround themselves with the right sponsors. They surround themselves with the right community. And they start to hear things like, because you are a subject matter expert in your field, you can leverage your skill set to make monies in more than one ways. And just let me look at this, you know, break this out a little bit. As a subject matter expert, you have an opportunity to generate multiple incomes. So let us say as you're a public speaker, or you an economist, or you are a leader, and you are employed with your company, with a company, to provide services in your area of expertise. So what that does, that provides you with one sources of income. But with technology now, you can package your skills and you can up level that knowledge base into an educational database where you can reach hundreds or tens or hundreds or thousands of persons around the world who are going to be paying for your knowledge. And that creates a second streams of income. But that's passive income also. All right. So the point that I'm trying to emphasize here is that when you're young, when you have energy and youth in your favor, it's very important for you to develop what we call the big ticket money habit. And the big ticket money habit is really to identify multiple ways in which you could earn by leveraging one skill set. All right. So the first concept that we look at here is you work to earn, but you cannot depend on that single source of income. And I'm saying this to you because the facts are showing that we have so many persons today in the world that you depend on that single source of income, but the single source of income is totally inadequate. But with the right information, the right education, the right mentor, the right coach, the right supportive community, the right sponsors, guess what? You will get the right information that will set you up to make better decisions when it comes to earning. So, in today's world, you want to start thinking of multiple streams of income. And let me bring this back to home because sometimes when we talk, people believe that, hey, we're just talking. But look at Elmore. Look at Elmore case. Elmore has been teaching cryptocurrency 101, Bitcoin, market for quite some time. And he has been earning from this. Let's call that one source of income. Elmore didn't settle for one source of income because he's on his journey of building massive wealth. So Elmore has just written another book. Elmore, let me see the cover of that book again. Yes, Cryptocurrency 101. Thanks, Elmore. So what Elmore has just done here, he's going to distribute this book, perhaps into the hands of thousands of people, creating another source of income. All right? Creating another source of income. Think about if you also digitize this. It's online now as lessons. That's a third source of income. So in today's world, you have to train the mind to really start mastering the big ticket money habits. Never depend on one source of income, if even the one source of income is adequate, because there may be passive things that you can leverage, passive ways in which you can generate more income, leveraging the very skill set that you have and possibly earn when you sleep. So I just want to leave this little nugget here for you as we look at today's program. All right. And I want to come now to Frank, and then I'm going to come across to Elmore, and perhaps he's going to talk to us a little bit more about his book. Frank, all to you.
I um we are talking about big ticket money, and like you, I want to take this opportunity and congratulating my little brother on Crypto 101.
Thank you.
The thing about big ticket money, it's all about big thinking and how you put things in place for not just now, but for the future. And I was talking to Peter yesterday. He has what is considered a legacy chronicle. The bottom line of the legacy chronicle is to have a legacy after you would have done your book. You don't just want people reading the book, but like my mentor, John Maxwell, he dies today, God forbid, his legacy will continue to go on. When we talk about big ticket money, we're talking about legacy out. We're talking about having this vision, not for a short term, but for generations to come. I always marvel at persons who would have, come to a place where you have this kind of money. How do how do you get there? What is the legacy of the Bill Gates and the Bezos and all those other big leaders? We here today just teaching you big ticket money habits, win big in business. And for me, it's all about not just the ordinary man, but for the leaders also. It must be a lifestyle. You're interested in learning what money habits that can help you succeed in business and life. We need to develop those good money habits because it is crucial for building wealth, for achieving financial stability, for reaching your long-term goals, and just like the Bill Gates of the world and so many others, they had to have some key money habits that can help them win big in business and life. If you speak to Elmore, he didn't just get to this state by waking up one day and becoming there. He had to have a habit, form a habit of discipline, a habit of budgeting, a habit of saving, of setting goals, of avoiding to an extent debt. But the key habits that you can have in life will help you win big in life, win big in business. And when we talk about budgeting, it's not just where you create and stick to a budget, but it is essential for managing your money effectively. It is essential for you to rack your track your income and expenses. How do you identify areas where you can cut costs? How do you identify areas where you can allocate funds towards your financial goals? And so budget is more than just writing down. It's working to achieve those goals, those financial goals. What do you save? How much do you save? How much do you invest? If you build that habit of saving and that portion of your income, and this is something that we always say on this program, you have to have some sort of saving, and it has to be done regularly because it's important that you create financial security and wealth, not just for you, but for your generations. Even the word of God says that a great man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And we're talking about generational wealth. How do you set your financial goals? You need to define clear financial goals for yourself? Whether it's saving for retirement, whether it's buying a house, are you starting a business? Do you want to travel the world? But if you have those specific goals, it helps you to stay motivated and focused on your financial journey. We can't always avoid it. And to some extent, that may be good. But at the same time, while some forms of debts can be necessary, like your mortgage, your student loans, it is important to avoid those high interest that can hinder your financial progress. And so you need to try to pay off your debt as quickly as possible and avoid accumulating unnecessary debt. You need to continuously learn how to do it. Stay informed about your personal finance. Stay informed about investing, money management. You need to keep learning and improving your financial literacy to make informed decisions about your money. And if you can't do it by yourself, you seek professional advice. And that's why we're here. Consider um, consulting with financial advisors or experts to get that personalized advice on managing your finances, managing your investment, and then plan for the future. A professional, therefore, can help you make informed decisions and optimize your financial strategies. What is your mindset and attitude in all of this? You need to cultivate that positive mindset towards money and wealth. As I said before, it all starts in the mind. Believe in your ability to achieve financial success and adopt that growth mindset that embraces learning, that embraces challenges and opportunities. So if you incorporate good money habits into your daily routine, into your mindset, you can set yourself up for success in both business and life. You need to remember that building wealth and achieving financial goals is a journey that requires discipline. It's a journey that requires patience. It's a journey that requires continuous effort. So, I can say to you, good luck on your financial journey. Over you to Gary.
Frank, I really love that you emphasize mindset, mindset, mindset. Because what happens very often Sometimes we focus so much on the information transfer. Not that I'm hitting the information transfer. The information transfer is essential. One thing about the information transfer, sometimes you only have the theory. And what we're seeing is that as you transfer information, it needs to be theory and practice. But even the theory and practice sometimes poses a challenge. But it helps when you combine the two. The point that I love with what you said also, Frank, in terms of mindset, is that people can have the theory, but if the mindset, all right, is not there, it can undermine every effort that they are taking to position themselves for success. So mindset is everything also. Great share. Elmore, all to you. Talk to us about this crypto Bitcoin 101 best-selling book. Talk to us.
Yeah. All right. So, Crypto 101, Understanding the Future of Money. This is a book that I created based on noticing this humongous lack of knowledge in the space of money with pretty much everyone. So, what I did was I created a very basic knowledge base. So, what I did was I
Sure.
put
Yeah,
a little
no,
bit
pull the button.
of your knowledge that you're going to need for the base of fiat systems, which all fiat systems work the same way, and then you're going to get a bit of a background on what the centralized digital systems is going to be like, and at the same time you get also a background of what a decentralized world is like and how it works. And also it's really good because I have one of the little chapters in here that's called "Can cryptocurrency fix this problem?" And so it's a really good way to be able to bring a different perspective of from being able to understand and having conversation after conversation for the past 5 years with many individuals that even from although before 5 years ago with the conversation around cryptocurrency and the conversation around fiat currency and the lack of knowledge of that fiat currency system and the basis thereof. It caused me to write this book so that individuals now have a sort of like a guide that they will be able to not just get a base background on the system that they're currently operating on right now that is phasing out, but it's going to give them a background on the upcoming new system, and it gives you enough literature to become illiterate in the subject, to be able to get a little bit more knowledgeable, to be able to engage, to be able to create a wise thought of decision so that you can get involved in the space and you are also now aware of what the other spaces are going to bring over to you, and that way you can really make your decision to take place in this transfer of wealth that's happening right now, and gives you that little bit of edge on, okay, so this is what a decentralized system looks like, this is what a fiat system looks like, and then here is what this decentralized system looks like. So there's three different, this is what I'm really showing in this book, is these three different areas, taking you from the system that everyone is used to operating on, that I understood from having conversations that we really didn't understand the basis of the fiat system, and then a little more I had to add the cryptocurrency aspect of it because I want individuals to not just understand where they're coming from, but I want them to understand where they're going. And so I was able to put this quick read together for you guys. It's a very powerful read. I'm very, very excited to be able to provide this to you guys, and to be here first doing it. Essentially, this is the first place I get to show the cover in my hand. It got to me yesterday. So I'm very excited. But, Claremont makes some really good points. And this happened because of the mindset. And with mindset, in order for you to be able to remain strong in that mindset, you need to have consistency. And I could tell you that this piece that I have in my hands right now, it definitely took some consistency and a really strong mindset, because this is not something that it was very easy to bring to fruition. It was something that it took a couple of trials. There were some setbacks, but the consistency and the discipline, that mindset that Frank is talking about, it is super powerful, and it's something that you must have in any endeavor that you're going to go towards on. You have to be able to have that consistency and have that discipline to be able to achieve it. And so, yes, here we are today. Peter just joined us, but this is exciting. I'm just too excited. I feel like a kid got his wish granted for Christmas. That's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm very, very excited to be able to share this with you guys. And yes, this is the basis of what caused me to get this book rolling, for everyone to be able to now get a better understanding on the current systems that they work on, that are phasing out, and what the future holds with the central bank digital currency, and also with this cryptocurrency space. So I'm very, very excited. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, I want to congratulate Elmore for making that book now available to the public. I also want to acknowledge Master Peter Scott, who is now in the house. And of course, if we're going to compliment Elmore, we also have to compliment Peter, because Peter is the publisher behind the book. How does it feel, Peter, to work with this scholar to produce this book that is on the way to be a bestseller, and to really help the public to understand money and how money works? How does it feel?
It does feel like giving birth to a baby. Several programs ago, Gary, I heard you said it, that
Yeah.
It's like giving birth to a baby. And indeed, to move something from just a thought to an idea, to have it a practical product that can be touched, that can be shared with the community, is definitely it feels like giving birth. And so it feels like that. And I'm so thankful for Elmer, because he has put a lot of time and effort in this project. Knowing him from the first time that I met him, to know that it was a project that even cost him family members, because there were individuals who thought that he was losing his mind for dedicating time, energy, and effort into this project. And to see now that years after, people are now coming to see and understand that the passion that he had, it is worthwhile, and they are now congratulating him to some extent. And then he had something to show and to prove, because the news and what is happening in the financial world now vindicate him, that what he was doing, it was worthwhile. So it's a wonderful feeling, definitely, Gary. Thanks for asking that question.
Thank you.
Anytime, brother, and I just want to talk about the importance of having the book. Having a book is so important. I mean, that is the next business card.
Mm-hmm.
A business card just gives you a title, your position, and it may highlight some of your project activities. But someone is given an opportunity to read that book. It really speaks of a mindset. It really helps them to better understand you and to associate or disassociate from your ideology. And when you're now able to get a person to associate with your ideology from a business perspective, it really opened up tremendous doors for you. So I want to congratulate both of you guys for doing the good job that you're doing. All right, I'm going to come to Frank, and then I'm going to come over back to Peter. Your thoughts, Frank? I know Peter and Elmore, they are strategists. Those guys came out here deliberately to get us to compliment them. They know that those guys steal the show.
And compliment I shall do. I shall be complimenting them. But
you see, the
you see,
strategists.
But what I'm really this big ticket money thinking and big ticket money that we're talking about, it does not come overnight,
Yeah.
and then it comes with a lot of hurdles. And people don't understand when you get to this position, the problems, the hurdles, the backlash, the enemies that suddenly rear their head, and even from within your own family members and friends. So it's not an easy road getting to where you are. And Elmore, I must show take my hat off to you that you stuck with it. This is called stick to itiveness, people. And getting to the big money and the big money signs, excuse me, is not an easy road. But as I said before, you need to have patience. You need to have, um, to say it nicely, testicular fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to have the grit and the gumption to keep moving it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. And I remember when I did research and still doing research for the other two books, you don't have nights where
Yeah.
you sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just go on, and then sometimes you wake up in the morning and say, is it worth it? But
Mm-hmm.
when you think about what you want to achieve, you continue to go after it. If Thomas Edison then continue, he would have said, you know what, I never would have a bulb. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
The great inventors, the great innovators, the creative mind, and that is how I came up with the catalyst leader,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a kind of leader who takes the bull by the horns and say, you know what, this is a change I want to see, and I want to see it now. And from coining that phrase, I realized that in each one of us there is a catalyst leader. But to get to the point of becoming the catalyst, getting to the point of becoming top of your game, it's hard work.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are looking and listening, and you want to get this big ticket, it's not an overnight success. It's not. You got to work hard to it. I wish it was, because then like now I'd have gotten 3 books, and you just wake up and you think. A lot of people have found the easy way in writing, but then what? How? If you just plug into AI a book, and then when you face with the difficult questions about the book, and you can't respond because AI wrote it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You,
Yep.
you're not lying. You're not lying.
I mean, uh, so there's no creativity there. There is no form of innovation. So I could get up tomorrow and write 5 books because I didn't write it.
There's
AI
no
write
five
it for
books.
me.
You're perfectly correct. I was listening to some of these guys that are talking about content creation, and they were saying how AI is able to really help you to optimize, your content. And I'm listening to those guys and I'm saying, but if you use AI, you're defeating yourself because you are not the intellectual author for the content that you're putting out there, and you definitely can't represent it.
Yeah.
So perhaps if you're doing something for the press media, you may be able to get away with that, and perhaps get away with it for a long time. But when it comes to internalizing and intellectualizing the content, that's a different ball game altogether.
And the
But
thing
great point you're making, Frank.
Oh yeah.
is that I'm not saying that you cannot use AI, but if you use AI for me should be used to help you with editing, because sometimes you write and your thoughts will stray, misspell a word, sentence construction might be right. AI can come in and help you in that because you just plug that thing in and they get it corrected from. But then you still need to go over and edit AI because AI is not perfect.
Mhm.
It's not perfect.
The learning model.
Um, and AI won't give you all the resources that is needed. You still have to go and look for resources. I guess by the in later in the century, you'll find a book where one of those AI platforms where you can just plug your thoughts in and everything will come out. I'm sure it's there. But at the end of the day, that's just me. Creativity does not come easy. It comes through hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why today I wear glasses. Because when you gotta spend up all night reading and researching and your eyes tired.
Yes.
If when I was at university doing my undergraduate and we had AI in them days, man, I would get distinction every course. But
You gotta.
my thing is that
All right.
at the end of the day, you need to put hard work into it.
Yes.
Yes, and Elmore and Peter, they did put a lot of hard work into the process, and I want to say hats off to you guys. Kudos to you
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you.
that's why
I
Peter
want to
couldn't wake up this
quickly
morning.
tell me about it. We can come to Peter just now, and Peter can tell me why you late. He's a classist. He gotta tell us why he's late, and you gotta come with a good
Good one,
explanation.
right?
A good one.
He had to go the excuse. He got to go the excuse. Elmer has covered for
Okay.
him.
All right. All right. Let's quickly just recap. Today we're looking at big ticket money habits. We're looking at how to win big in business and in life. So far, we talk about the importance of earning, the importance of saving, the importance of investing. Why? Because that's part of the pathway to build wealth for yourself. Peter, I'm going to come to you shortly. Just let me reinforce a couple of things. In the beginning, I talk about the importance of earning, working and earning. And I cannot emphasize the importance of this, enough. Um, Position yourself to be a big ticket thinker. You need not just only to work, but you need to identify multiple streams of earning from the work that you're doing. If you don't know how, get an expert, and an expert will be able to guide you through this process. If you missed out on some of what I say, look back of what about this program, and you will get some of the hacks that I spoke about. One of the reasons you want to earn and earn from multiple sources is because you want to start saving. It's not that saving is going to make you rich, but saving is a pathway to build wealth. And when you have multiple sources of income, you don't have the excuse now that I only have a single source of income, and because I have my single source of income is the reason I can't save. Crap, bull crap. You have to push yourself. You have youth in your favor. You have to shift the game blame. All right. You have to take ownership. This is your life we're talking about. All right. And I want to emphasize this. You are a unique being, a unique creation of God. You have uniqueness inside of you. But you, as Frank would have said early on, you have to wake up. You have to see the uniqueness inside of you. You have to see that you were born not to be average, but you were born to be great. And to know that you were born to be great is part of the big ticket thinking. Frank was talking earlier about mindset. And one of the mindset that you want to know and to own is that mindset that say, I was born to be great. Look at Elmore. Elmore is doing great things. Elmore could have settled and say, I'm just going to work and I'm just going to teach and I'm going to be comfortable. But no, he's written one book. All right. And he's going to go to produce another book. And he's created multiple streams of income for himself from this. Now, when you recognize that you were born to be great and you embrace that and you take ownership of that, that big ticket way of thinking, that big ticket habit is going to set you up for success. Again, if you don't know how, I want to encourage you to get a mentor, get a coach, get a sponsor, get a supportive community that can really set you up for success. The reason we are doing these programs is because we want you to win in business and in life. All right? In business and in life. So invest a lot in finding ways to save. All right? Invest a lot in finding ways to invest. All right? And as we talk of investment, you can look at income producing assets. Depending on where you are in the world, you may not have the right income producing asset to invest in, but guess what? You can create it. All right. Get a mentor, get a coach that can talk to you about these things. All right. In your country, you may not have access to, things like stocks and bonds and mutual funds and hedge funds and ETF. You may not have access to this, but the financial market is so vast that when you take the time to understand capital market, or at least work with a mentor, a coach, someone that knows it and can help you navigate this process, it's going to help you to develop that big ticket, money habit. It's going to help you to master this big ticket, money habit, and then position you for financial greatness. It's a process. It's not an overnight, success. It's a process. But what I'm saying to you, this is your life. And you owe it to yourself to take ownership over your life and to say to yourself, my life may be tough today, but I'm prepared to grow through the hardship. So at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be light. And that light represents wisdom. That light represents, attracting abundance. That light represents, the best quality of life because you have grown through the pain. All right. So I just want to leave these little nuggets with you. So you start to really get to shape your idea as what the big ticket money habits represents. All right. There's so much that I want to talk about, but to give my colleague an opportunity to contribute to the conversation, I'm going to pause here for now. And then I'm going to now open up back to Peter. And then we're going to start to wrap up in a couple of minutes. Peter, all to you, my friend. I don't know if you want to continue discussing the publisher, discussing wealth creation from the publisher standpoint. Frank, Peter Pocket is fat, right? So we have to get some celebration. Peter is now behind a best-selling author, right?
he got to do some sponsoring.
Thank you so much. But, well, there's or where should I start from now? Apologies, because it takes a lot of as I think it's Frank mentioned it, of staying up late when you have something to give birth to. It's a big ticket thinking, money habits, as Gary, is bringing the conversation. A lot of the reason why a lot of persons may not have it is because it takes a lot to get it started. You can't do the 9 to 5, go out and then come home, watch television for a couple hours, and then go to sleep and get up in the morning again. It doesn't really work that way. Yes, you have the 9 to 5, but then when you come home at 5 or 6 o'clock, you now have to begin to work on your own project, your own business, write your book, as Elmer has done. Take the time out to sort and organize your ideas, organize your thoughts, to put together something what that Gary is doing right here, creating an atmosphere where individuals like Frank and Elmer and myself can come and cheer to the community. This is basically what the big ticket thinking that we're speaking about. Find something like Elmer did. Find something of interest that is needed by a vast number of the community. Find something that the community that is important to understand, that the community does not understand. Everybody has their thing that they need to, that they were born. That's how, that's in our master planning program. Every individual is on the face of the earth, just as Gary was saying a while ago. They were sent as an assign with an assignment. Every individual was sent on the earth with an assignment. So what is simply showing here is that Elmer has found his thing that he is assigned to do. Gary, by creating this platform, has discovered his assignment, what he has found to do. So what we encourage individuals to do is to find what you were assigned to do. And when you find that thing, you don't work anymore because it becomes easy. You don't even want to go to bed now because you feel as if night is just an obstruction to progress. Which is why I was late, and I've been late, and I've been absent for a couple programs because
Overnight.
you're nodding. You're nodding. You should get. You're nodding. But
I knew this would be a perfect excuse here.
One more. One more sentence, and by the time you look on the clock, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and you have a 7 a.m. Appointment, and then you say, yes, I can make it. But then when the alarm opens up, your body's saying you better lay down, you better stay put. This morning, Gary, it is just like that. The alarm, I promised you, right, that I was going to go to bed early, but then I'm just saying, okay, let me just finish this one thing. And the one thing turned out to be 5 o'clock this morning again, and the alarm was raging. Even my wife keep nudging me to say, remember that, Gary, you got to be a very show. And the body was saying, look, just take that rest. If you don't want to go on the program and start nodding away. Anyhow, we're here today. But there's one thing, there's three things I just want to drop here as a motivation for individuals getting into that big ticket mindset. Number one, there's two numbers that you need to have. And then in order for you to get those two numbers in place, there are resources that you do have that will help you to get that big ticket, the big ticket flow. All right. So number one, if you want a motivation for you to get that big ticket item, ask yourself this question. What is your financial independence number, your FIN number? What is your financial independence number? Because individuals, there will come a time when you're young. Yes, you're young now, but there will come a time when you cannot work the way how you are working now, and you have to stop. The time retirement is a thing. We see in Walmart and in the big superstores. You go there, you see old elderly people still working. They're not working because they want to. They're working because they have to. And many of them are going to work until they go into the box. So your financial independence number is very important. You must come to a number where you say, for me to truly stop working physically, for me to stop selling my time, what is the number that I need to have? How much money do I need to have for me to totally retire, where I can sit back and I have income coming in or income in reserve that is taking care of my lifestyle? What is that number? And for that number, you're definitely going to need an analysis, somebody who can help you to identify what that number is. Now, for you to have that financial independence number, there's another number that you need to have, which is your people empowerment number. In order to have your financial independence number, then there is a certain amount of people that you have to empower. How many people, how many individuals, how many clients that you will have to serve with a product or a service that will cause them to give you money, give you so much money that you can take care of your regular expenses and begin to do what Gary says. You have money that you earn, money that you are going to save, and save so that you can invest. You're going to have enough individuals who's going to help you to earn, to invest, to save, and then to invest. That's your people empowerment number. So your fin number, your financial independence number. When you have that, then you know you got to serve a certain amount of people in order for you to get to your financial independence number. So now you may say, but what do I do? I just have a job. Well, do what Elmer did. There is something we understand that the nations, they reach their GDP because they are able to tap into the nation's wealth, whether it is real estate, whether it is raw material, it is minerals in the soil. They begin to look at the land, how much resource they can pull out of the land. Some places it's natural gas. For the Middle East, it is oil. And every nation has its resource, its natural resource that can be used to fund the GDP of the nation. Well, your GDP, you're getting back again to your financial independence number, you have intellectual property. There is a host of knowledge between your two heirs, and you want to mine that resource. Even if you have never been to school, even if you have no formal training, the fact that you have lived a certain number of years, it means that you have traveled a certain path. You have gone through certain repetitions, certain habits that caused you. And the fact that you are here today, you are successful. You made it. You made it. You overcome some stuff to be where you are today. And there are individuals that are struggling. As simple as it is, there are individuals with what they are struggling with what you have overcome. That's an intellectual property that somebody right now is praying and asking God to send help because I can't handle this problem. And you have mastered that problem. If you can connect to that person or enough of those individuals, and you are able to become a consultant to that individual because you have lived it. You have lived. This is not something that, as we were speaking about earlier, about AI. No, you have lived this for years, and you have even received a number of people compliment you that this is, love the way how you do this thing, and they ask you, you are actually even giving thing away for free a lot of time. That's your intellectual power, your intellectual resource, which you can develop to become an intellectual property or asset that can be packaged into a book, that can be packaged into a course, and then you can place it, distribute it online. Now it becomes now a resource that is attracting, as Gary said a while ago, another stream or multiple. One intellectual product can attract multiple streams of income. And now you are now a big ticket item thinker. You are now in that avenue, that place where now Gary will invite you to come and sit on a show like this and to communicate to an audience about how you have gotten to where you are today. So it is hard work in the sense that life takes a challenge. But what we're saying to you, you got to decide on what it is, develop that mindset, put it to work, and then sooner or later, Gary will invite you to come and talk about your book.
You got it, my brother. You got it. All right. I'm going to come to Frank to start giving his closing remarks, and then Elmore, and then we're gonna wrap up. Frank.
Oh, I'm watching these young people and I'm smiling. I'm like,
So
You can
you've done
you
well in passing the baton, right?
I'm not gonna take credit for that. No, no, no. I will not take credit for that. They were not in my class. I wish they were. I wish they were.
Indirectly so, sir.
I wish they were. In my closing remarks, I must reiterate what I've said of hard work. Um, but the thing about it is, what you have to realize, though you may see us working hard, we still have another life to live. And for our own mental health, we need to spend time with our family, our friends, socialize, have a laugh or two. And it's not all about work, work, work. We have discussed of great minds who have worked all their life and then take care of their health, and they're not there to inherit anything which would have passed on to future generation. And so you want to know for sure that when you would have worked this hard, you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. It makes no sense putting all this sleepless nights and you can go on a vacation. Your family life is unraveling before your eyes. Your mental health is in a disarray. So there must be balance. It's not going to always be perfect balance, but there must be some balance. If you ask any of these young men about their family life, they're going to say to you, you know what? We are solid. Because if you don't have a good family life, you're not the best of leaders. Bottom line, you're not the best of leaders. So I want to leave that this today, that with all the hard work, with all that, you still have to eke out some time to say, hey, this is my time. Because that's the only way you can reinvigorate yourself to go back to the task and to accomplish it. And so if you ask any of the guys, yeah, Gary likes eat KFC chicken, so he spend the time with his family to go have chicken. Elmore probably like tacos. I don't mean to be racist.
No, no, you know the point. You
I
know
don't
your
know.
point.
I don't know if the Jamaican guy likes
Jerk chicken.
aki
Oh,
jerk chicken, but I was thinking more like aki and
I,
saltfish.
I you got it.
But at the end of the day, people, it's not just about work, 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 because even God rested.
Yes.
And if God in all his might and his power rested, what is he teaching us? We need to rest also. And I wanted to say this to Peter. I like the terminology of legacy. It's passing down a legacy from generation to generation. When Mr. Elmer Irizarry Lopez will have gone on, his book will continue to live in the minds of others. It's not just about reading the book. It's about what would you have left in this space, in this environment, in this landscape. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Awesome. You know, as Frank spoke about legacy, as Frank spoke about taking care of yourself, I believe it's very, very profound statement. I think part of big ticket thinking is to invest time in family because family is where you're going to get legacy from. All right. Your legacy is going to live through passing the baton over to family members. And I want to talk about this briefly before I come across Elmore to do his closing remarks. You know, in my lifetime, I've interfaced with family, young and old. And I'm sitting with young adults and I'm sitting with adults that are saying to me, mom and dad, they are successful, but I felt as though I was just a blip in their ecosystem. And that's the last thing that you want. The last thing that you want. So the point that Frank spoke about is very important because that to me reminds me of some biblical teaching. You gain the whole world, but then you lose yourself. And I see losing yourself as being disconnected from your loved ones, your family. The only people that could perhaps are the real people that should be there to help you to perpetuate your legacy. So that's a great point. Frank Elmore, your closing remarks.
Well, yes, I want to thank you, Gary, and for the platform. Thanks for everyone that is supporting, this great read that is coming on, the next bestseller, as we're claiming it to be. And I am very excited, to be able to not just be here and share, but really to be able to impact people's lives and to, like we were talking about, leaving a legacy behind, so that when the kids and great grandkids, they speak about, well, who was granddad or who was great granddad, well, on the wall there would be a picture hanging with the framed book, and they'll be like, well, that's what he left us behind. That whose great granddad was. That's who granddad was. And I'm very, very excited because this is something that is going to go down the generations, uh, for my whole entire family line. But also, this is going to be something that's going to impact a lot of individuals around the world. They're going to be able to get a glimpse into what my mind was going through when everybody thought that I was losing it, because I was having a complete different thinking on what money was. And like Peter said, the market has vindicated me, and I'm very excited to not just be able to have the market vindicate me, but to be able to be ahead of the curve, and to be able to help others become ahead of the curve, because this is a very exciting time, and this book was made for such time, and I'm very excited that it's here. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
You're welcome. Peter, I will talk with you. I think you have some of the connections. I see the books being in the libraries. Some of the connections we have already. I think we have met with, uh, I've passed information, I think, to you about two entities that I think will be able to buy some of his books. But we'll talk about it again, Peter, because we have some connections out in New York that we can possibly help him to get some sales.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay, so your closing thoughts, Peter.
Yeah.
You see, Frank, you see how these two guys come and dominate the program? Go ahead.
This is their time. This is their time.
That's what they say when preparation meets opportunity, right, Elmer?
You got it.
Listen,
let me talk about master planning, because all of this big ticket item, to be able to achieve that big ticket thinking, it's not something, as we heard, it's not an overnight thing. It's actually intentional. It is something that you have to put hard work into. It's by design, not by default. And so we encourage individuals to, as Frank was even saying earlier, it's not a good thing to claim success in marginal areas. You want to be balanced, or come as close as possible to balance. And so for you to do that, you need to create master plans. You have to have a broad strategic, actually be strategic. The term strategy is a term that is associated with design, in terms of being able to, it's like a general who's able to command an army. That's it's a Greek terminology that has to do with a general being able to see the broad spectrum of how he's going to conquer or win a battle. The term strategy has to do with overseeing various components or various elements working together to achieve a common goal. So for that to be done, you have to have master plan thinking. You have to think at all levels of resource management, starting with your own personal resource what you have as an individual to contribute. And then you take what you have to contribute and you want to merge that with those who are closest to you. Typically, that might be your family. And if you do not have a family, then that might be an assortment of close friends, individuals who got your back, individuals who will come and get you 2 a.m. in the morning if you are in trouble. The family you have to create, pull from those resources of a plan that extend to family, from personal to family. But then when you're able to master your own personal resources, and then you are able to strategize to have allies, something of what you are seeing on this program, individuals who are like-minded, to form this association that yes, we are friends acting in that process of family friend kind of scenario. But then on the scene, when you do not see us here, we're having even bigger plans that we want to use to impact the community. So it is from personal to family to community, and there is a plan that supports each level. And then there's a corporate structure of agreement of how each person will operate, how each person will put their contributions together to make the world successful. That is what we call master planning. And it is important for you to do that, because when you do that, now your resources are easier managed, and you can now have a greater impact in your life moving forward. So that's what we want you to understand today. And, as Gary says, Frank said it quite a number of times, get a mentor. You won't be able to do this by yourself. If you attempt to do it, it's going to take you a great deal of time, which is unnecessary in the world in which we're living, where there are so many talents and people who are seeking, people who have what you need to accomplish in a shorter space of time. Thank you, Gary, and back to you.
Okay, thanks for that share. And master planning is definitely part of that big ticket money habit. I can't imagine how you can live your life and without a master plan. Can you imagine that a contractor is going to build your house and you don't have a master plan? The master plan is the builder's plan drawing. He knows where the beam and the foundation, the column, the windows, he knows where everything is going to be. What about your life? Come on, this is your life we're talking about. So, great share to the audience. I really trust that the audience would have enjoyed today's podcast. We talk about big ticket money habits, win big in business and in life. And of course, right here today, you saw some big win. Elmore came and he presented his book, and he intentionally dominated the whole conversation by focusing.
Completely
Ethan
understand.
behind him, Ethan behind him as the master planner. They had their master plan, Frank.
Well, there's so much to learn from these young fellas,
Tell me about
and
it, man.
and whatever. What it tells me is that when I look at you guys, our future is in good hands. My generation would have tried, but for most parts, they were not as proactive as I see your generation as now. And it makes me proud when I'm seeing, like I always have to talk about this young 26-year-old who sews. He can sew for anybody, male, female, children, old people. But what he needs is mentoring, because he's young, hot-blooded. He sometimes do not take the job seriously. And so you have a suit, you're waiting for this suit for 2, 3 weeks. When he says it can be finished in a week, he becomes overwhelmed. And what I was trying to say to him, I said, you need to delegate. You alone can have an organization coming to you for all these materials, sometimes 10 outfit. and you alone sit down, no, you're going to burn out. And I remembered when Moses had brought the children of Israel into the journey, whole day Moses sit down from morning to night
Mhm.
trying to appease problems. And his father-in-law said, hey, this is going to kill you out. This is not right for you as a leader. What you need to do, find men. And them small cases, you give small people. Them other cases that are a little bigger, you give to other men. And then the cases that God says to you to try, those are the kind of things. Because what would have happened? He would have killed himself before time. And that's what we know. And as leaders, especially if you're thinking as a catalyst leader, you need to delegate. The responsibility of one person is too much. If Elmer's book was just handled by Peter alone, I'm thinking next year would have come and Elmer's book would have still been there. But Peter has a team that works. One team is going to do the editing, one team is going to do the front cover and back cover, and so on, until you get the front finished product. So what we need to understand is that as a leader, you can't do everything. It has to be shared. It has to be delegated. I bless you guys.
Thank you. This is awesome.
All right, thanks for that share, Frank and Peter. We're the masterminds. Frank, great having you guys today, and we'll do this again on Friday. And to the public, I want to say thanks for sharing your time with us today. I trust that you had a lot to take away with, and if you need help to be more proactive, more assertive as you position yourself to learn, apply, and master how to become a big ticket, thinker, how to, master big ticket money habits. And I'm certain that our team member will be so happy to work with you. We have Elmore, who is good in, with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. He has his book, which is Cryptocurrency 101. We also have Frank. Frank is also about to release his new book. So we have a lot of big things that are happening, on this platform. And we may be the pebble, but we are the pebble that is creating the ripple effects. And, that's the way to look at it. All right, Frank, I want to come right back to you because I didn't give you a chance to talk about your book. And can you just tell us just a little bit about that, brother?
You needed to steal this young man's thunder? Seriously?
No,
No, no.
no,
I,
come on.
I,
Talk
I
about your
just
book.
wanted to, I just want to display the various skill sets that we have, but I know Elmore is
Yes.
very supportive
Yeah.
of that.
I am sure that this is Elmore's time to shine. Well,
No,
Elmore is supporting you too, my friend.
my book is all about song leadership. And as we spoke here today, this is what song leadership is about. It's about us helping each other. There's no competition here with who write how much books or whatever. It's all about helping the other person to reach their full potential, helping the other person with the innovation, helping the other person with the creativity. Song leadership is all about helping the other person or the team member to get to the level they're supposed to get to. And so for my book, that's what it's all about. It's the benefits that the politician will have when they can stop lying and speak the truth, despite how bad it may sound. When the pastor can be in the church and really use the members, and he have to preach every Sunday and every service.
Um,
It's about how the family, as a husband, will lead his family into becoming the best that they can become. It's how the teachers in the classroom can be the best leaders to the students. And so this book spans entities, it spans departments. It's for every ecological environment within the business sphere, within the spiritual sphere, within those persons who are into business. And so, as you look at this book, I am sure by the time it's out, um, you have to start putting in your orders. You just have to start putting your orders. And just like how Elmer's book is flying off the shelf, mine will be doing it too. All right. And this is an opportunity we must take to big up this young man, Peter Buscott. You know, he has the plan. He has a master plan, and that master plan helping me in leadership to realize and manifest not just one but three books.
Wow. Amazing.
All right. So 10%, 10% equity, Peter. 10% equity. You see all the big market, you get it, 10% equity. Yeah.
Nah, my only operation 25. Trust me.
You worked it too hard. All right. I hear you. All right, guys. We'll do this on on Friday again. Great being with you guys. Always fun to be with you guys, man. To enjoy the day ahead. Yeah, Amber, you were saying something?
No, just wanted to say thank you, and I
You're
can't wait.
welcome. Welcome anytime, Amber. We
Mm,
know we get it. Don't worry.
yes,
We
I am
know we
so
get it.
proud of you, Elmer. So proud of you. Keep it